Greetings once again, TropeTube. I'm Christopher John Maple, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of The Tropening. I'll have to be brief. They're probably listening right now. Who knows what'll happen to me when they find out I'm talking about them? And who are they? They are the Omniscient Council of Vagueness. A group of people in a hidden, unknown location, their faces obscured by shadows or hoods. They see all, know all. They will frequently make vague, ominous statements, such as, all is going exactly as planned, or just as the prophecy has foretold. But they'll never quite mention what exactly that means. It is clear they have incredible influence, power, and surveillance. They need not necessarily be evil, but they do tend to skew in that direction. Today, I will dare to expose a few of these organizations. Wish me luck. The Tribunal, from the show Metalocalypse. Their primary concern is keeping tabs on the band Death Clock, fearing the fulfillment of an ancient Sumerian prophecy of an apocalypse of metal. Military brass, world leaders, and religious figures count amongst their ranks. And then we have another clandestine organization. Who controls the British Crown? Who keeps the metric system down? They do. They do. Who keeps Atlantis off the maps? Who keeps the Martians under wraps? They do. They do. They are the Stonecutters, a prestigious secret society from the town of Springfield, made up of wealthy and influential local figures. Their true goal is to have a place to drink and party, which actually makes them a bit of a subversion. Moving on to a safer topic, we will discuss Puff of Logic. This trope is in use when something is reasoned out of existence. This can occur more dramatically if the reality of the work of fiction is based upon belief, but this trope is also frequently played for laughs. A wonderful dramatic use of this trope comes from a childhood favorite film of mine, Flight of Dragons, where a writer and man of science is transported to a fantasy world in which magic is based upon belief. This is an edited clip of his final showdown with the evil Red Wizard.
Not magic, gashead. Mathematics. And that's the answer to why antiquity chose me. You are magic, mere illusion. I am science, logic, and the truth. You don't frighten me. Nothing so horrible could be real. I deny you.
Deny me, and you deny all magic. Say it then.
I deny all magic.
Devils, witches, demons, ogres, trolls, sandmats, harpies, ghouls, sorcerers.
Come algebra, anatomy, astronomy, biology, chemistry, geology, geometry, mathematics, meteorology, mineralogy, oceanography, paleontology, physics, psychology, sociology, trigonometry, and zoology.
This trope is used in a more humorous fashion in this excerpt from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is where this trope got its name.
The babelfish is small, yellow, leech-like, and probably the oddest thing in the universe. It feeds on brainwave energy, absorbing all unconscious frequencies and then excreting telepathically a matrix formed from the conscious frequencies and nerve signals picked up from the speech centers of the brain. The practical upshot of which is that if you stick one in your ear, you instantly understand anything said to you in any form of language. The speech you hear decodes the brainwave matrix. Now, it is such a bizarrely improbable coincidence that anything so mind-bogglingly useful could evolve purely by chance that many thinkers have chosen to see it as a final and clinching proof of the non-existence of God. The argument runs something like this. I refuse to prove that I exist, says God, for proof denies faith, and without faith I am nothing. But, says man, the babelfish is a dead giveaway, isn't it? It proves you exist, and so therefore you don't. QED. Oh dear, says God, I hadn't thought of that. and promptly vanishes in a puff of logic. Oh, that was easy, says man. And
Next up today, we have technobabble. This trope is in use when someone in a work of fiction needs to explain a scientific occurrence or a piece of technology. Rather than giving an accurate explanation, they instead create a word salad of scientific jargon and technical-sounding words. The end result gives the impression that the character is extremely intelligent and fully understands what is going on. However, this can break down if the audience is well versed in the subject at hand, which will leave them knowing the character is babbling nonsense. Technobabble is most frequently used in science fiction, which is fitting, as there will inevitably be occurrences which modern science cannot explain, necessitating the use of technobabble. Its ubiquity in sci-fi has led it to frequently be parodied while in use, causing other characters to quip, "Try that again in English?" or to stop the character's technobabble before it begins. Doctor Who popularized the use of technobabble. In the 1970s, John Pertwee, the third actor to play the role, was uncomfortable delivering technobabble and asked for a reliable piece he could deliver. This became Reverse the Polarity, which is a trope in itself, but more on that another time.
Can't you do anything, Doctor?
Not unless we change the polarity.
Reverse it.
Reverse what?
Reverse the polarity.
I reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Reverse the polarity.
Reverse the temporal polarity.
What are you doing?
I'm reversing the polarity of my ultrasonic screwdriver's power source. Reverse the polarity.
He's reversed the polarity! I just reversed the polarity.
Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Reverse its polarity.
I reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow.
Reverse the polarity.
Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Star Trek The Next Generation used this trope a great deal, but always played it straight.
Captain, I'm detecting an unusual reading. It appears to be a neutrino emission with no visible source.
Explanation.
It is a mass of plasma energy contained within discrete boundaries by an outer covering of silicates, actinides, and carbonaceous chondrites.
Explains why our beards didn't grow.
The electromagnetic whirlwinds on the moon's surface make it virtually impossible to locate the source of the signal, Captain.
Can we compensate?
No, sir. The Tamarians are projecting a particle-sustaining beam into the upper atmosphere. The result is a hyper-ionization that virtually disrupts all EM and subspace carriers.
Stargate SG-1 has its own resident technobabbler, Samantha Carter. Her use of technobabble is frequently parodied and remarked on, such as in this scene where she fails at dumbing it down.
Okay. Let's say these are the unstable plutonium molecules that are poisoning the sun.
Okay.
What if these are molecules of a more stable, super heavy element? Say something with an atomic weight above 200.
Sure. I can think of a few.
Actually, they don't occur in nature, at least not on Earth. But I have read about such elements being created in super colliders, at least in theory.
You realize you're mixing your apples and your...
Now, if we could introduce these stable super heavies into the Katau sun, they would bind with the unstable plutonium molecules, rendering them inert. The sun could then be restored to its normal nuclear reaction.
Huh? What about that?
Well, this is all very theoretical, sir.
I have great confidence in you, Carter. Go on back to the SGC and confuse Hammond.
Next up, we have layman's terms. This trope is in use when someone boils a complex idea down to its simplest possible form. This is frequently used as a response to technobabble. After the technobabbler has gone through their explanation, someone asks them to explain it so that they can actually understand it, and is then given a highly simplified analogy, such as the famous Twinkie scene in Ghostbusters.
I'm worried, Ray. It's getting crowded in there, and all my recent data points to something big on the horizon.
What do you mean, the big?
Well, let's say this Twinkie represents the normal amount of psychokinetic energy in the New York area. According to this morning's sample, it would be a Twinkie 35 feet long, weighing approximately 600 pounds.
That's a big Twinkie.
We could be on the verge of a fourfold cross-rip. A PKE surge of incredible, even dangerous proportions.
We just had a visit from the Environmental Protection Agency. How's the grid holding up?
It's not good.
Tell them about the Twinkie. What about the Twinkie?
Layman's terms can also be used for humor when a relatable everyman character simplifies a lengthy explanation from an intelligent but stuffy character, such as in this scene from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes. Look, it's classic battle strategy to throw one's opponent off his game. He's just trying to provoke you, to taunt you, to goad you into some mishap of some sort.
The na-na-na-na-na-na approach to battle.
Yes, Xander, once more you've managed to boil a complex thought down to its simplest possible form.
Well, that's all I have for today, folks. Thank you so much again for watching. And hey, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do. It really helps my little channel thrive. So, thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.